Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Dan in the booth. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Dan will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us.
Yeah.
Hey,
you didn't do the intro. Good job. Good job.
Figured it out.
You're crushing it. That vacation did you well, huh?
It did. Nice little, 3 days on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Got back in last night.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Old friends. Haven't seen them in quite a bit, actually. It's been like a year and a half. So...
Looked like you guys were having fun from the pictures I saw.
Yeah. Great catching up with them. Now I'm back in the swing of things.
Yep. Back in the spin of things.
And I'm digesting results from regionals this last weekend. I know you played in it, though somewhat briefly.
I don't know if I played as much as I was, getting played in it. Like
handing out wins. You were like the Oprah of regionals.
Oh my God! It was the case. I went like 14-1 with the BCW Lotus Breach deck the day before. I'm feeling great. I'm like this. Me and Pete are just like basically just thinking, okay, where should we spend this prize money? Like we're seeing the
put
stars.
The down payment on a boat.
Exactly. And then I get there and I'm like, I crack like 3 baubles and keep a 1 lander, and I miss my second land drop. I like all I need is a 3rd land to combo off on turn 3. I brick for like 5 turns. I had some really, really poor draws. But I punted round 1, so I feel like it was just a karma, I could have changed the whole trajectory of the event by just not punting one of the games, so I feel like I deserve it.
Always feel like that when I throw away an early match in a tournament. It's like, you never know. Like, I might have just gone on a hot streak after that, got all the right matchups.
It's like I wouldn't have played against this hateful deck round 2 because, I was just going to keep playing the tier 1 decks if I kept winning. I have that same mentality, too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But modern regionals was like really good. It was a sweet tournament. What we're going to be doing today is, you see, obviously the spinner we got here. We're going to be playing 6 modern decks that we chose that we really liked, that had success, all top 8 decks, as well as one, I guess, wasn't a top 8 deck, but it was the BCW list. Shaheen ended up winning, but it was just a little different as far as the choices, but, 3 cards off or whatever.
Maybe should have chosen to play the Shaheen list, that won the tournament.
Yeah, maybe should have, but,
Another reason to blame Shaheen for something.
But to be fair, Shaheen...
It's true.
Yes, exactly. But to be fair, Shaheen was like, I didn't get the test and I didn't see your guys' updated list. So he was just playing the week before list. But he did win. So, that's nice.
Sounds like y'all went a little too deep.
We may have. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be spinning this to decide the matchups we play against each other and doing this 3 different times. It's a fun show that I know you guys have done in the past, but I've never been a part of. So.
Yeah, the Wheel of Fate has been absent from Versus Live for a little bit, so we brought it back. These are also a lot of them somewhat new decks. Mm-hmm. So how the matchups play out, we're not super well versed in. Dan's got the decks over by him. He knows what number corresponds to which deck.
Yeah.
We don't.
I assigned numbers to all these decks beforehand.
And he wouldn't let us look. So
I was trying to keep the integrity of what we were doing here because we real here on Versus Live. We try to be so real.
We real.
We keep it 100.
So let's spin this and we'll talk a little bit about Modern while we get these going.
So I'm going to spin in according with the yellow indicator.
Okay.
That's exactly right, Ross.
And
you were going to be playing number 6.
Okay.
All right. And we can't do the same deck list, so I'll be the red.
Well, of course you're the red. It's the red side of the playmat, Corey.
Show me potato salad.
And
that's a 1.
That's a 1, yep. Okay, so 1 and 6. All right, so while he gets the decks ready, I just want to take a little time to talk about Modern. I know you didn't get to play, but
I looked at all the deck lists, sort of on my travel day yesterday, and really, I don't want to say like super surprising, outside of the really high prevalence of Jund.
Yeah.
Which I saw a lot of, but the format looks like it's in a very fair place. I didn't see a lot of the low to the ground linear decks, which were sort of the decks that everybody went to first to combat Amulet Titan. It's like, let's just play our Infects and our Heliod Companies and our Moderate Prowesses, and we'll just race the Amulet deck. And apparently those decks just didn't really stack up because the rest of the metagame are these really high, heavy interaction decks that tend to be very good against their creature combo decks. But those heavy interaction decks have gotten some significant upgrades and are now able to contend against Amulet.
Yeah. So that's the thing that I was noticing too, is there's these like, way over the top decks, way under decks, and then you have these middling decks where outside of Jund are now playing Uro, right? And Uro is insanely good at containing these aggressive decks. And now these Uro decks are just learning how to beat these linear combo decks. And that I think could look to a scary place for Modern, because maybe it would just be a mid-range fest. First of all, those are fun. Those are fun. Different flavors of that are just really enjoyable.
And it's different than what Modern has been. So
exactly. I only fear for really hyper-aggressive decks if the combo is faster than like Mono Red Burn, and if these mid-range decks can keep up with that. But overall, I just saw a great mix of so many different decks. Like Storm top-aided, Tribal Zoo top-aided, the one I was playing. Lotus Breach ended up winning it. Modern looks awesome.
I did see, the 3 decks I mentioned, sort of Mystic Sanctuary control decks of many different flavors. And we discussed how it hadn't really coalesced around a single archetype last week.
Was that a shout out? Didn't coalesce.
Tried to work in the words.
Yeah. Hey, we saved the advertisement for the end. Don't you remember?
No, it's called native advertising.
Oh, okay.
So they don't even notice it happens.
Nice.
Which is why you're not supposed to call it out.
Oh, okay. So I did bad.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. We can cut that out, right, Dan?
No.
Oh, it's live. Okay.
Yeah, it's live. So those 3 major pillars, Jund, the Mystic Sanctuary control decks, and Amulet Titan, those are your most represented archetypes.
Were they? Okay.
Yep. And there was a huge smattering of other things, like you mentioned, Tribal Zoo and Storm, and there's a Dredge. There was, Mono Red Prowess. There was Heliod Company. There was, like Dimir Control. There's
different flavors of Shadow.
Yep. Different flavors of Shadow, including one we'll see later on today.
Yep.
That's a little bit different than what we've seen recently.
Yeah.
So a lot of different things on the fringes. And it'll be interesting to see which of those fringe decks stay around and which fall off, because we have a pretty clear set top tier after this regionals.
Yeah.
But exactly the best ways to attack that, which of those fringe decks are now well positioned because we understand what the metagame looks like, remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Syracuse. I think Modern is in just probably the best spot right now that it may have been in, in a very, very long time.
I would say since... the era right after Dominaria was released and Jeskai Control and Azorius Control rose up to beat humans.
Yeah.
That was a metagame that was quite fair, and that was a good time for...
like Tron was around, Hardened Scales. That was pretty fun.
Tron, Hardened Scales, like Mardu Pyromancer went open in that era.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that was another really fair era for Modern that was quite enjoyable, and it sort of lasted almost through the summer. At least until Creeping Chill got printed and Dredge.
Yeah, kind of dominated for a bit. Yeah.
Bant Spirits emerged during that time. Big Supreme Phantom was printed around then as well. So that was about 2 years ago now. And since then, we've had some issues with, Oko and Urza and Hogak.
We've had some dominating forces. So speaking of these dominant, cards that had to be banned, one thing that, in case you didn't notice, there was a ban announcement yesterday. As far as Modern, Once Upon a Time did get banned, which I'm okay with it. I mean, it's a card that was going to go eventually. I don't think, Amulet's going to die because of it. I don't think there's anything that's going to cripple it. It's just an overpowered card that didn't really have a point.
And was also just in a huge portion of decks.
Yeah, and like decks where I feel like it shouldn't be in. I mean, like decks that can't produce green. So a lot of stuff like that. One thing you will notice, at least in one of our decks, we still have Once Upon a Time, but we just wanted to showcase the regional lists. So, I mean, if you see that, don't be like, oh, that's a banned card.
Yeah.
We just wanted to preserve the list for this time.
But in both, there's 2 decks with Once Upon a Time, and in both cases, it's a very minor element of the deck.
To be fair, I did cut the other one.
You cut. Okay.
I cut the other one because I wanted to have no Once Upon a Time, and then I honestly didn't even notice that one of our lists even had it. So yeah.
All right. So who won?
1 is over there.
I was the 1. Okay.
And you must be the 6.
All right.
Thank you.
So
can I get a refill on my water too?
Yeah. So how are we supposed to look at our sideboard here? We don't want to give it away. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All the sideboard cards are the same.
All right. So this is gonna be fun. We don't know what we're playing. Let's keep it that way until we draw our opening hand.
It's generally how we've done this.
Yeah.
And I can be the one to figure out that I'm playing, Teferi Possibility Storm or something.
Love it. So while we shuffle up, Dan, you got any early questions for us?
Let me check.
All right.
So, how do you guys, from Coolio15, how do you guys feel about the Jun list that won Tampa with 0 Ren and 6 and 4 Dark Confidants?
Oh, Bob is back?
Bob is back, apparently.
I love that.
I saw a lot of Ren and 6s in the rest of the metagame, and Dark Confidant does not match up well against opposing Ren and 6s.
No kidding.
That seems like a weird, this person zagged when everyone else zigged.
Yeah.
But I expect Ren and 6 to actually be quite good moving forward. These decks want to make lots of land drops. Generates good card advantage. The ultimate is very threatening.
Yeah.
So I imagine that, maybe the Tampa event was a little bit different metagame wise, or the matchups they got, but.
Or you think about it, they were thinking, okay, the big decks to beat are Amulet, Dimir Wurza, Lotus Breach combo, maybe even Zoo, and you think, okay, is Ren and 6 good against any of them? No. But is Dark Confidant still okay? Sure. It could be a metagame call.
There's a lot fewer bolts. Mono Prowess declined from where it was about a month ago, so fewer lava darts. I can see some of it, but I just think moving forward, I think Red and 6 is going to be a good card this metagame.
Could have been a very splash in the pan kind of thing.
Yeah, just happened to hit the metagame right at the right time.
All right.
And is, oftentimes in an immature metagame, there are multiple ways to attack it, but if you attack it in a way that loses to the other ways that are well positioned against it, then you end up being worse later on. So you end up being good early and fall by the wayside. That's what Dark Confidant seems like to me.
Yeah.
It seemed reasonable for last week, but I think it'll get worse moving forward.
The thing is, the thing I love about hearing about lists like that is it's just another reason why Modern is just wide open. I will be honest, I'm not as excited for this weekend in Baltimore as I thought I would be if there was going to be a ban, because it's going to be kind of an inverter fest, but I am so pumped for Syracuse. I never thought I would like Modern more than Standard and Pioneer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So it was the Orlando regionals for that question, not Tampa.
Orlando, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that was them, not us.
Sure.
Florida.
Right. So Ross has the marbles from last week, so I will start. Okay.
Nice.
This is nice.
I like
You got a good one?
Yeah, it's definitely a keeper.
Okay.
Any ideas of what you have, Corey?
I have an idea. Yeah, I absolutely have an idea.
And
You wouldn't be able to know from the hand, but
I think this one's a giveaway.
Yeah, it kind of is, Ross.
so I think I'm gonna keep, even though this hand looks like 2 decks were mixed together on accident. But I swear this was just the design of the deck.
You got chocolate in my peanut butter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep. Now I'm just deciding how I want to sequence this first turn, because it's actually pretty close. I think I'm just going to go like this, play a bobble, and pass to you.
I will play Snow Island and an Astrolabe.
Astrolabe, okay?
Draw a card.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
End step, bobble myself.
Smart.
I don't really want that, so we're going to shuffle that away.
You're at 19.
Alrighty. Oh, this looks so familiar. Okay, let's see what I want.
You a Shadow deck. You an Urza deck.
All right, I think we're going to go like this. Who knows?
You're a Shadow deck. No, you still could be an Urza deck, I guess.
Yeah. Could be anything. Could even be a boat. All right,
knows.
untap, draw 2. 1, 2. All right, now gonna Thoughtseize you. Oh, baby. Nexus, huh? Everybody's favorite magic card.
The old Colin Roundtree special.
Yeah. Okay, so now the question, do I want to just stop you from your play, even though it doesn't really matter, so I could take Quaddle? I don't really want to take Nexus. You're so far away. So for me, it's either Cryptic Command or Ice Fang Quaddle. I think I should care about Cryptic Command because it's just a good card. And leave you with 17. This. Yep. And just going to go like this and say go. Love it. Could be anything.
I looked at all the originals decks, and I have no idea what's going on yet. But I'll pass the turn.
All right. All right, we're going to sack this.
16. Definitely not a shadow deck.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Oh, is this... No, the Ape Corgan deck was Jeskai with green because it had
This is
red and
unreal.
6.
This is just unreal. Now, what do we want to lead off with here? I think I want to just start with Astrolabe. And pass to you.
Okay, end step, I'll sink 1 into green.
Okay.
Play Ice Fang.
Resolves.
Let the poking begin. Attack for 1.
Okay, 16.
15. Right?
15.
You're up.
Untap. I will start by bobbling myself.
Yep.
That one's kind of interesting. It's probably a good one. What do I want to do now? That may be a little slow, but we probably need to keep it. We're gonna just go with a Scolding Tarn and pass to you.
Okay. End step, another Quaddle.
Quaddle. Okay, resolves.
Okay. Bloodstrand, attack for 2.
Okay, I'll take it. 13.
Pass the turn.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to draw off bobble.
Sure.
Now, do I want to sack this land? Probably. I'll go to 12.
Yep. Just gonna go all the way.
Yep. I'm going the distance.
Really hiding the fact that he's a shadow deck.
Yeah, very much.
This would be an impressive Death Shadow deck.
Thank you, thank you.
It's not a good thing.
I'll take it as that. All right. This doesn't hold too much value, so we're just going to play this for 0.
Sure.
Or, actually, I think I can play this for 2. Yeah, we'll play this for 2.
In response,
Okay.
let's crack this fetch, go to 19.
Okay.
I want to get Mystic Sanctuary to return Cryptic Command.
Definitely reasonable.
I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't think I would rather get another colored source, make sure I can cast a Renin 6 if I draw it without shocking myself a million times.
Love it.
So why don't we get not that one, but the one that actually makes more sense? Where are you? Seriously, where are you? Looking for you, Breeding Pool. There we go. 17.
Okay.
And I will cast a Factor Fiction.
Factor Fiction? Ooh, that's spicy. Oh, I have to play this land first. That was stupid. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. I am going to muddle the mixture that.
Oh, it's this deck.
It's literally the BCW deck.
That makes so much sense.
I will muddle that.
So you have 4 or 5 in hand?
I think I have 4. Got a force?
It's fine.
All right, add blue Emery.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Pass to you. Yeah, this is the list I played. I knew it for sure by the Watery Grave Sacred Foundry combo. That's a combo, right, Dan?
Think so.
Okay.
Attack for 2.
Okay, I'm at 10,
10.
right? Okay. 10 to 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will play an Uro
Okay.
and play 2 strands.
Okay.
I'm at 20
Sure. You can be at 1,000,000 if you want.
and pass the turn.
Okay. On top. It's an interesting one. Definitely interesting. All right, we're gonna go with Breach.
So, you have the 0 to cast a bunch of times. You don't have the grinding station yet.
I do not. And I can't transmute from the graveyard. I've tried. Or I thought it was a thing right away.
You have not played a land
I
yet?
have not.
So you can win, and you have 2 in hand?
I have 2.
Okay, so they can't possibly be land second breach grinding station or Mox Amber in place of the
It'd be
land.
pretty tough.
And I don't think you can find more copies of those. So I'm going to crack both these fetches.
Okay.
I'm going to end up shocking one more time. So I'm going to go to 16.
Okay.
And we'll get a Steam Bents and a Mystic Sanctuary, return the Cryptic command,
Okay.
and hardcast Force of Negation. Actually, yeah, because then the Force will replace the Cryptic. So
Okay.
it'll keep my ability to escape.
I will drown that. Blue, black. Okay, I guess I have to use this.
So this is going to be on top of my deck.
Blue, black. I'll leave this open. I guess I tapped that terribly. I tapped that so bad. Pretend I tapped that better, okay?
Sure.
I'd have to go like that, yeah.
Well, if you tap these 2 for the breach, then you can tap these 2 for the drown and have Steam Vents.
Steam Vent and Astrolabe up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I just need a snow so that I can Astrolabe if I want to.
Sure.
Okay,
So
so
your
stupid.
Underworld Breach resolves.
Okay.
It's on top of my deck.
All right. So, yeah, like Ross was alluding to, I do not have the win here, but we're going to have a nice value turn. We know Cryptic is on top. So, what do we want to do to adjust that? I'd love to play an Urza this turn, but I cannot. Teferi would also be awesome. Once again, can't do that. So I think I want to start with drawing a card to see what I get. So, because I might want to Thoughtseize, actually. So maybe I just start with some baubles. I'm going to start escaping a bauble.
Yep.
I will target you, doesn't matter. I think bottom line is I'm going to want to Thoughtseize at least once. So we're going to Thoughtseize you. Escape these 3. Okay. Nexus is not that big of a deal, but Reclamation definitely is, so we'll take that. 1 Nexus activation is not too big of a deal. So I go to 8.
Yep.
Now let's bobble, pay for the escape. Okay. So bobble you again. So I have 2 bobble activations. And then I will play a bobble. And that looks to be all I have for this turn. I'll say go. You're up, keep. I will draw 2.
Okay. Attack for 2, you're at 6.
6, yep.
And now if I Uro, I definitely can't hold up Cryptic Command. So I am not going to do that. Question is whether I play Sandbar or cycle it. I want to get to 8 mana to be able to escape Uro and hold up Cryptic. So I think I want to play the Sandbar, but I could just draw more Disruption, which would be nice, or, you know, Ren and 6, which would be great. think the upside is pretty high on cycling.
Yeah. Seems to make sense to me.
Let's just cycle.
Okay. Ooh, so I want to see the card you would have drawn.
Oh, it's a bauble, which
Dang
I'll
it.
play. And I will bauble you.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. And then I will pass the turn
All right.
and draw on your upkeep.
Okay, so upkeep bobble trigger, I'm going to let that resolve. Before draw step, I want to think about if I want to put this breach back on top. So that would leave me with 3 mana. That's not really enough to do anything, so I don't think there's a point in doing that this turn. We're just going to draw. Okay. What can we do with that? So I know you have Cryptic Command as far as ways to interact with me this turn. So I think I just want to take this turn nice and slow and steady here. I'm going to start with a Thoughtseize.
I assume this is taking Cryptic Command, and I would rather just draw a card than have you have some life. So, yeah, counter draw.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go with a grinding station.
Yep.
Oh wait, I can't do that. I have to do this first. I think I want to blow up your Quados here. I think that's more important. I'm gonna have 1 extra mana left over, so let's start with an Astrolabe here. Draw a card.
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to blow these up and cast the grinding station.
Sure.
Untap trigger on the stack. I will mill my salt. You kept on top, right? No, never mind. 1, 2, 3. Untap trigger and pass to you.
Okay. So we need to do this. We need some piece of disruption for next turn for sure. So I'm going to go to 15, get a Mystic Sanctuary, and think I will return. Do you have one more Mystic Sanctuary in my deck? So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what we want to target, put that trigger on the stack, and Nexus with that trigger on the stack, so that we can then draw it the next turn.
Okay.
We got a Nexus of the trigger, so we don't shuffle it away. We don't have another land yet, so if we get Cryptic Command, which is better with Mystic Sanctuary, and once we Uro, we'd have to draw a land in 2 draw steps to be able to hold it up. Alternatively, I can just get Force of Negation, make sure I can hold it up, and assume Uro will sort of carry the day.
Okay.
I do think Uro is quite good enough here that I'll see enough cards that I'd rather guarantee I can Uro next turn plus...
So Nexus with this trigger on the stack targeting this. Shuffle, then Force is going to go on top.
Yep.
Then I'll mill it.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing you can do.
Then I'll mill it.
Okay. Well,
nothing you can do about that anyways. You have to probably play Nexus anyways to at least just draw a card. So mill that plus 2 cards. Okay, take your second turn. Draws Cryptic Command.
let's play Renin 6.
Okay.
And plus it, returning Lonely Sandbar.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Okay. So we're going to untap. Upkeep. I'm going to put Breach on top. I think we'll tap it like this. Put this on top.
Yep.
I'm gonna draw. I'm going to Mystic Sanctuary. I'll put Thoughtseize on top. I'm going to flashback Astrolabe. Draw a card.
Yep.
Thoughtseize you.
So you've already played your land this turn?
I have.
So I guess if you have Mox Amber, then you're going to win. Unless I think you only make this play if you have the Mox Amber. You have 3 cards in hand, one of which is Breach.
Yep.
So let's counter Thoughtseize, bounce Grinding Station. I did draw a card to command.
Love it. Counter that bounce Grinding Station, huh? It's a pretty good play. I will sack Grinding Station. Sack Grinding Station to mill myself.
Sure.
Okay. That gets countered. That's unfortunate. Now, is there anything we can do to try to win this turn? And I don't think there is. So I could try to get some more cards into my graveyard, or I can just pass. I think I will just pass.
Okay. Cycle Sandbar.
Yep. Thought I had every avenue closed by having a hand disruption spell there, but that was a nice play.
Okay, let's plus on Lonely Sandbar.
Okay.
Play an untapped breeding pool, go to 13.
Okay.
It's got 13 to 6. And pass the turn.
Okay. We will untap. Just draw. I'll sacrifice this, go down to 5.
Yep.
Sanctuary. I will put I think we put Thoughtseize on top. I will attempt to cast Astrolabe.
Three in hand.
3, yep. Look at how crazy of modern. Like, does this look like modern anymore? It just feels so different, but I love it.
3, 6, 7 mana, down to 6 after you Thoughtseize, you're down to 4 after you Breach. Presumably you have Amber in hand. I guess you don't really need the Amber, but
Yeah, I don't.
you never.
I think that you're usually pretty spot on what you think I have, but I didn't have to have Amber at any point.
Yeah, because you have the bauble.
Yep.
So you're going to go down to 6 mana to Thoughtseize. You'll go down to 4 mana to Breach, which means even a Remand doesn't do it. Which means this Factor Fiction would need to hit it would need to hit 3 of the remaining Force of Negations or Cryptic Commands. but even that's not good because I can't counter the Thoughtseize and the thing. Yeah, so now my Factor Fiction is bad. Okay, your Astrolabe's good.
Okay. Thoughtseize you.
Yeah, I actually have to let this resolve and hope to sandbar into it.
That's smart. Okay, yeah, so we'll take that Factor Fiction.
Go to 3.
Yep. Then I will go for the breach.
Cycle.
Yep.
Factor Fiction.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, now I just need Force Negation.
Okay. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, and opponent separates those in 2 piles. Put one of them into your hand.
You can beat a remand, right? You have enough mana to cast the Grinding Station?
I think I'll have enough if I pay for the. Well, you can remand into something, right? So you could remand into a blue card. So I'm gonna make those piles.
I will take the remand.
Yep.
These go to the graveyard.
Yep.
I will remand your.
Yep. Breach, right?
Yeah, I like. Yeah, remand the breach.
Okay.
It's in your hand.
Oh yeah. I'll replay it.
Resolves.
Okay. And then I'm going to. Anything we can do to avoid it right away? I don't think so. So we'll just start with the Grinding Station.
Yep, I'm F6.
Okay, sweet. And then we'll run through this combo once with this match, just for people who are new to it. Grinding Station comes into play. Trigger to untap, it goes on the stack. Mill myself 3. 1, 2, 3. This will untap. Bring back Bobble. Untap trigger on the stack. Mill myself for 3. 1, 2, 3. Play this. Escape those 3 cards. Untap trigger. Mill myself for 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing. Mill for 3. There's the Oracle and the Amber that we needed. So now we bring an Amber, add a blue each time. So now we have 1 blue.
Yeah, mills the deck.
Bring this back.
Oracle
2
eventually.
blue. Flip the deck and then Oracle. All right.
Yeah, I think I made one mistake. There was a turn where I could have resolved the Wilderness Reclamation.
Okay.
It was a little bit more mana efficient for me to cast the Uro from my hand that turn and try to Reclamation the next turn.
Okay.
Because I got to Uro, hold up 3 mana for Force Negation, which I ended up casting. I would have had to pitch the Nexus in my hand to cast it that turn.
Yeah.
I guess not really because I Reclamation on tap. So I still get to hardcast the I get to hardcast the Force regardless, but I would have needed 3 green mana to cast Uro and escape it in the same turn, which I didn't have the following turn, and so I was able to. But I was playing a bunch of fetch lands. Yeah, I think I could have done everything.
And you had Astrolabes, right?
I'd won Astrolabe, and I would have just fetched differently, which would have been fine, right?
Yeah.
There's
I mean, that's the thing.
deck.
That's the thing about Modern, though. Modern has so much play to it, and the one thing I do love is Wilderness Reclamation and Uro just seems insane to me. Being able to Uro and then just untap, and be able to protect it. That's the only way I was losing when I was playing Abe Corrigan's 4-color snow control, I guess we're gonna call it. But yeah, that is just an awesome Uro deck, I have to say.
But I think if I had gotten the Reclamation going, then I would have gotten Uro going, would have drawn some extra cards, put you under a little bit more pressure.
Yeah,
Might
you
have been
needed
able
to
take
pressure me.
it.
Even if you just hit me once, I was dead. So,
Yeah, and if you chump away the Emery, then you can't kill me.
Exactly.
You need that. You need the Emery to turn on Ember and
Well,
get
to be
extra
fair,
mana.
I just need 1 extra mana to be able to escape it into play first and then do it. So
Which you didn't have that turn.
I did not have that turn, that's for sure. Okay, we're going to take a short break to head to Sideboards here in our Mystery Roulette day here at Versus Live. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Versus Live. We are sideboarding in our matchup between Teamer Reclamation and Grinding Breach. On my side, got some good sideboard options here. Surgical Extraction seems great. There's definitely going to be opportunities for me to nab one of your key combo pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Veil of Summer, when you're a heavy counterspell discard deck in and of yourself, seems quite good. Lightning Bolt I'm bringing in to help deal with Emery, which is a really good card in any matchup where they don't have a lot of ways to remove it from the battlefield. So a little bit of bolt action here also just helps Uro finish the game off. a turn faster, and then my Ashiok should be good. I mean, we've got them on both sides. We're definitely both searching our decks and shuffling a lot and using the graveyard. So Ashiok good from both sides. What I'm bringing out, Remand seems really inefficient here. You know, we are going to get into some counter wars, but usually I have to win the counter wars. I don't think I'm going to be afforded the opportunity to like remand my own spell like you do in control mirrors very often.
Yep.
So I wanted to cut those. I think Once Upon a Time was one of the weaker cards in the deck, especially when I'm not digging for specific creatures. And in fact, I'm trimming some Quaddles. You know, they don't get into combat in this matchup, and at least against other creatures, and they don't really pressure Corey that much. A couple are going to be useful to pressure the Planeswalkers a little bit. Like I want one in a game, but I don't want to overload on that card because it's pretty low impact.
Okay.
So that's where I am.
I like it. So I just made a last-minute change there. I was thinking Aether Gust would be good, but it really only hits Reclamation and Uro. And I think that's just a little too narrow, so I took back on that. We're going to take out the EEs because they just aren't that great. You know, I mean, getting E up to 4 to deal with Wilderness Reclamation. Our artifact count hurts a little bit because of this, but I think it's okay because it's usually a pretty bad card in this matchup. One Drawn on the Lock I think is bad as well, because even though you do get a lot of stuff going with your graveyard, it's not like you mill yourself very quickly, and you're playing really over-the-top spells, and this doesn't kill any creatures, so I think this card's pretty weak.
Once I Uro, my graveyard's pretty small.
Exactly, and then it's a very big Namba with Uro. I can never counter Uro unless like you have so many cards in your graveyard. Mystical Dispute is excellent, as well as Ashiok to control your Uros and your Mystic Sanctuaries. And yeah, let's run it.
Okay, Dan.
All right.
We need some questions.
Yeah.
Dan the man.
So
with the questions.
we're going to toss some love over to Kanger Banger, who gave us 250 bits.
All right.
Thank you, Kanger. Kanger wants to know, in the realm of Standard, what can possibly be done, at least right now, to make a Dimir deck good?
A Dimir deck in Standard.
What is your Dimir deck doing?
Yeah, that's the thing is I can't really picture one. I mean, like I guess you play Ashiok and try to have something like that, but yeah, I just don't think it's there. I think as far as the control decks, blue-white is just going to be superior in like every regard, just because the only thing you're gaining that blue-white doesn't have is like Thought Erasure, which is an excellent Magic card, but other than that,
Not enough.
So unless you're trying to do like a surveil sort of thing with this information campaign?
yeah, that could be. And a Treese is a cool card. Ashiok's a cool card, but they're pretty slow, and they were really hyped right away. But then I think it was just very proven that they're just not doing enough. You know, like Standard decks are really good right now, and I just can't ever picture a blue-black deck beating mono red.
Yeah,
you know?
You don't really have good cheap removal in black right now in Standard.
Yeah, not really.
And that is definitely a problem.
Yeah,
Also
I
a shame because like Loch Ness Serpent was like, it looks so cool, and yet it is not here.
The bar for 5 and 6 mana cards is always so high.
Yeah, it's Gear Hulk's level, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
like, and those were insane, so, yeah.
So even cards that read well, they're like, okay, these are doing good things. They have to be really doing great things.
Yeah. So, I mean, sorry, we didn't really answer your question, but I just don't think it's there. If you want to be competitive, if you want to, try something at F&M, sure. I mean, build some Atreus, some Ashioks, get some counter spells in there, drown in the lock, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. It's probably not great, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe
a
there's some
believer.
rat stuff in Ikoria next month. Who knows?
Yeah, God, that's coming up already. That's going to be exciting. I'm so excited for new sets. I am ready for a shift up.
Yeah. Previous season, always a fun time here on Versus Live.
It really is. Okay, how's your hand, Mr. Ross?
Perfectly reasonable.
Mine is perfectly reasonable as well.
Okay. Astrolabe.
All right.
Pass the turn.
Okay, so now we're going to start by bobbling ourselves, seeing what we want to do with our fetch lands. I like this card, so we're going to keep that one. Now the real question is, do we want to, which one of our 1-drops do we want to play here? I tend to lean on the Astrolabe to start, so we'll do that. Draw, pass to you, draw for bobble.
I will play a Snow Island.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Untap, draw. Okay, now we got an interesting one. So I have a lot of great cards here. It's just which ones do I want to prioritize? And what do I think you can have a good answer for? And I think there's not many good answers for an Emery right now. So we're going to go get a Snowland and play Emery.
So you're at 19.
Yep.
Emery's going to resolve.
Okay. Here's a spot where remand would be quite nice. I'm wondering if maybe remand on the play is just like always supposed to stand and always bad on the draw.
Maybe.
Maybe I just love remand too much. It's one of my favorite cards of all time.
Definitely one of my favorite cards of all time.
Yeah. No, it's one of my favorite cards of all time.
We will fight right now.
Guys,
Versus
guys,
live,
guys.
let's go. Hold me back. Which one is the brawl on the spinning thing? Your go.
Okay. I will shock to 18.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I think I have an excellent turn here. Let's start with a Thoughtseize. Hooray, no veil. That's a little unfortunate. Maybe my turn isn't as good.
I want to be able to force of negation the Mox or the Mishra's Bauble here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have 2 forces, so the Thoughtseize doesn't clear the way.
Yeah.
I could have tried to force and then pitch Quaddle to force, but then or pitch Nexus of Fate maybe, but then I'm really low on resources.
Yeah, that seems kind of bad. So here I think since I don't have a great way to stop Wilderness Reclamation, I think I just want to control the fact that you would just get an absurd amount of mana with that. So let's take the Reclamation.
Yep. The unfortunate downside of this play. So
Yep.
I will now not be reclaiming anything.
No, you will not. Okay. Now I'm gonna go with sacrifice this. What am I at right now?
16 is
16.
what I have.
16. I think I'm gonna go to 14. Get a hollow fountain. And we're gonna go with a grinding station.
So Corey knows my hand, which makes this feel like bait. I'm going to let that resolve. It's not particularly threatening by itself.
I'm going to try to flashback bobble.
That I will force.
Okay. So exiled, so we don't get to do anything with that. Pass to you.
Interesting. Let's play Ashiok.
That is interesting.
Going to mill myself, trying to hit Uro and have your graveyard be exiled.
Okay.
Well, that's the lightning bolt I wanted for the Emery.
All right.
I'll pass the turn.
Okay. End step, I'll mill myself.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, untap. I'll play an Astrolabe.
So we've got this like loop that lets Corey draw an extra card a turn now because of Astrolabe Grinding Station. It does cost you a mana. I want to get rid of this too. You have 4 in hand.
5.
Yeah, that's fine.
Draw. I'll play another Astrolabe.
Yep.
It's a good draw, actually. It's usually a horrible draw, but this one was good. Your go. So I can't use Polluted Delta here because of Ashiok, so that's not great.
Let's mill myself for 4 again.
Okay. Just trying to hit Uro.
Yep. Trying real hard.
Ashiok and Uro is one awesome combo, I have to say.
5 in hand.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna crack this. Go to 17.
Okay.
Get a Snow Island and play Reclamation. You can't muddle it. You can't dispute it.
That's true. that resolves.
I think that's pretty safe. Go to my end step,
Okay.
untap these lands, and it'll be your turn.
End step mill myself.
Yep.
All right. Untap. All right. So interesting. So I have perfect information. I know your hand.
And you know your hand. Hardly seems fair. You should probably put it face up.
I really should. I really should. So I really want to resolve a good spell here.
Shock into 12.
All right. We're going to go with a Teferi.
Gotta counter that one. I will hard cast Force. I want to keep my cards. I'll have enough mana to do the things I want to do.
I'll dispute.
Okay.
All right. Now I will bounce this. Draw. Ooh, that was a good draw. Bobble you. Okay. Return bobble. What was it again? Don't think I care about that. Now I can get you in that grinding station lantern control again. Remember that? You had fun with that, right? Okay, I'll pass to you. Draw. Now with Teferi, Wilderness Reclamation is a dead magic card, so I feel pretty good about this game now.
Gonna continue to dig for Uro, so let's mill myself for 4.
Okay.
Ugh.
You still playing Earl post board?
Now so with the grinding station, it wasn't going to break up Sanctuary to get Bolt for Emery because I had Coatl, but grinding station plus Teferi does, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I was really hoping you hardcast Force, and that's what it seems very easy to do. But if you were to do it the other way around, then we still play.
What am I exiling? Am I exiling Nexus, and then I can finally get rid of the Emery?
I think I would still probably exile Quaddle. I mean, I would have just cast Force. I would have did what you did, but I'm saying with perfect information, I only had one dispute left in the deck at that point because one was milled. Yeah. So it was pretty unlikely that I had it, but.
And now my Reclamation is pretty bad. I don't really have good ways to deal with this Teferi.
Quaddle.
Let's just Coatl.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
All right. End step, I'll bobble you. Okay. Upkeep, draw 2.
Yep.
2. I'll take 2.
You're at 10.
10. I will transmute Muddle a Mixture.
Yep.
All right. Breach ya. And that is game. Oh, wait, I can't search my library.
No, you can't.
Yeah, just kidding. Just kidding. That is not game. Okay. Well, I guess I have to try to get rid of Ashiok first. Well, I could attack it with Emery. Here. And just have you block with Quaddle. Doesn't feel great. But I do need to get rid of it. It is quite obnoxious.
I wonder if we're supposed to bring in this Ancient Grudge.
I'll attack Ashiok. Okay.
Yeah, I'll trade.
I already ticked this up, I believe. I will play an Emery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything else we want to do? Probably not. And I'll pass to you. Gotta take this a little slow and steady now that I can't do anything because of Ashiok. Sorry about that lapse in judgment there, chat.
Okay, well, I need to hit Uro this turn or I'm very dead. So let's give myself the best chance of doing it.
Okay.
Correct this strand, I'll go to 16. No, I only have one Mystic Sanctuary left in my deck, which is unfortunate. I've milled 2 of them.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would have tried to set up 2 fetches on the end step to get.
And I still got that for you.
Yeah.
If I needed to. If I was scared of you, sanctuarying something.
Yeah. But if I have 2 of them, I can get it back.
That's true. That's true.
I can set it up for next turn.
That's true.
That might have been an option if I hadn't milled 2 of my sanctuaries, but
Yeah, you gotta love that.
instead I'll just.
I was playing Abe Corbin's list that had 3 sanctuaries, and I was just I bumped it up to 4. I thought it was great.
Definitely going to minus here just to give myself the most looks at it. You know, this is going to get attacked over 2 turns. Instead, I get to see 4 cards.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The last mix is really classic.
And the counter spell, anyways, but
I'm just very dead.
Yep. Yeah, because now I get to attack this. Then I'll finally get to muddle and sacrifice this. All right. Okay, well, a decent showing from the Lotus Breach deck. This is what won the North Carolina list. Shaheen played a couple different sideboard slots, but otherwise it was very close to the main. He just played a couple extra Urzas in the board, which I think is totally reasonable. We just went for anti-hate cards, and I think the deck is really good. I just had a very bad taste in my mouth after doing bad with Breach at 2 tournaments in a row. So I think I'm benching it for now, although I have been seeing a lot of streamers picking it up and stuff and saying they're dominating for what it's worth. But
you saw its ability to play a long game there, and this deck really doesn't have a lot of pressure if you don't find Uro. Right?
Yeah.
You really need to find Uro. Sometimes Ren and 6 can sort of service that pressure because you can build towards an ultimate, and you just get this huge resource advantage. But I wasn't able to find either of those cards. In that
we got
game.
a sideboard now.
Instead, I just kind of just sat there fiddling around and not really doing a whole lot. And as a result, combo decks are always going to power through that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much hate you have. If you have no clock, the combo deck will inevitably kill you.
Exactly. I think we've said it on the show before that pressure and disruption tends to beat combo. I feel like we have. So we're going to do things just a tad bit differently here. We're going to spin for our next match before we go to break so we can get that match set up for you. And then we will be bringing you our second random match of the day.
Okay.
All right. So you'll have to de-sideboard as well.
Yeah, we'll get that done. Let's do the spinny thing.
Let's do the spinny thing, the fun thing.
So the numbers that still are available are 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, we can't replay the same deck?
No.
Oh, okay.
Gotta play every deck. So 2, 3, 4, 5 are our live numbers, and that's not
it. I thought we were just battling around. Just keep battling whatever deck. I guess that we might just play the same deck.
Come on, Ross.
And that's a 1.
We can't win.
This will be all versus live today.
And that's a 3.
3.
Right, okay. Up against 3 will be
2,
up
4,
against.
or 5. It's a 5.
Looks like a 5.
First try.
I'll be playing 5. I know I'm crushing
I'm
it.
3. Corey will be 5.
Yeah.
We'll get that set up for you over how long of a break do we need, Dan?
5.
5 minutes, and we'll be right back for match 2 here on Versus Live.